Oh, nice. I love that switch up. There it is. That's the shot that made the whole MV for me the first time I saw it. That's such a great... Oh, that's naughty. Hey, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel, whichever may be the case for you. My name is Matt. As you can now see on the screen, I am clearly an old man, and I do enjoy ranking things, and this past year I've been taken to ranking K-pop discographies, some of my favorites, some groups that I've never really explored to some great extent. That includes a couple of groups in this particular series that we do on Tuesdays. Right now we're ranking 4 groups at the same time within the same list. We're ranking NMIXX, Billlie, BABYMONSTER, and LE SSERAFIM, and I've really enjoyed this series. This is one of my favorite series, and you all come by and you leave suggestions for songs I should check out, songs I should rank. I really appreciate all those suggestions, and this time around we're going to do more of your suggestions as we rank things. And I just want to let you know that eventually all of these groups will get their own ranking series here on the channel, where they're just being ranked against their own discography. And some of those posts may not be available here on YouTube, but I'll always make any of my ranking posts free for you to check out on my Patreon. You won't need to join or anything. The link will be in the description below. Today we're going in the order that we finished last week. A lot of you suggested Drip, so that's what we're doing by BABYMONSTER. A lot of you suggested Forgiven by LE SSERAFIM. That's what we're doing. A lot of you suggested Blue Valentine for NMIXX, and that's what we're doing. And I really only had a couple of suggestions for Trampoline, but I've got a whole bunch of them with Billlie that there's only 1 or 2 suggestions, and so this is the one we're doing. I am familiar with Trampoline. I think I've heard all of these songs except Drip. This may be my first time listening to Drip, so that's what we're getting started with. Let's get right into it. Okay, here's my usual warning at the top of every beginning of rankings. I do sometimes pause videos. I do talk over the top of videos. I do sometimes play into this thing while the video is playing, or sometimes when I'm pausing, in order to figure out what I like or dislike about the song. It's just the way that I do things, and if that's not for you, I totally understand. But you know, I thank you for giving the video a shot up to this point, even if you're going to leave now. So here we go. Let me make sure I've got captions on. All right, cool. Here we go with BABYMONSTER, Drip.
Yeah, when I dress, I don't think so much. I could be the gold, I don't need too much. I'm a cynical, I'ma eat that lunch. Baby, so cold, get the ice cream truck. kitty, 놀아볼까? kitty, yeah, we gotta run this town. Hitting me up, cause I got what they like. Baby, got no chance, better hit that dance. Nah, I'll be there, don't be 나지마. Nah, I'll be there, 망설이지마. But you don't know about me, yeah, you gon' know about me. Boy, 아름다운 별들이 빛나는 밤이야.
That roar?
What you say?
Rita. Pretty voice. I want to talk about what the main verse thing is. It's like a C sharp minor to an E to a D to a C sharp minor, and then it sounded like it was a C sharp minor in this pre-chorus to a B, and I love this. One thing that I always love is whenever you're in a minor key, usually the 4 chord, which in this case would be the F sharp chord, is usually minor. But a lot of music today is based on what we call the Dorian mode, where the 4 chord is major, and that's what happens here. I love that sound because it's the difference between and if you just do then it just kind of sounds like you're going to the flat 6 and you're staying diatonic. But the difference between this note really makes everything lift a little bit. That's the thing that I love most about the Dorian mode. I want to get back to Farida singing here. That was really nice. I also love how everything seems to be flipped. Seemed like Ruka was doing some singing, like Ayan was doing some rapping. Although obviously they can all do anything. They're all kind of all-rounders, right? They're all pretty good at just about anything you throw at them. So that's impressive, though. I love it when groups do that. Right on, Rora. There's the 4 major. Yeah. It's a nice little. I like the little sounds for extra rhythmic accent. Except it does sound. Yeah, so what was that bass line? That's what made everything happen really cool. I think that was the bass line. I will have put it over my head, but that made it really catchy. It kind of gave you this in-between major and minor feeling that, again, lifted everything up a little bit. Ooh. I think Asa is angry about something on the news. I'm so used to seeing Kita with more red in her hair. Oh, Ramen, way to go. Those are cool headphones. Are we going to get a bridge with this one or not? How long is this one? It's 3 minutes. It might get a bridge. Let's see. Yes. Oh, nice. I love that switch up. That was really nice. It almost brought tears to my eyes. I loved in the bridge how they did use the 4 minor. I'll put the chords over my head, but it's those kinds of subtle differences that keep me invested in a song. And I realize I'm a chord snob, and that's a me problem, never a song problem. But yeah, that last vocal thing, all the power in it, and so steady. Not a hint of vibrato in it until the end. That's just great vocal control. To the one. They can hit those A flats hard, crazy. Wow. Whew. That one's hard to catch your breath on. There's a lot of power in that. Just throughout the whole production, the vocal performances are amazing. Sometime I'm going to have to go back and watch the video without the captions so I can see all the neat little blurbs they were putting underneath, because the captions were covering it up for me. But I'm not here to rank the videos, so that's why, you know, usually that doesn't matter to me. Musically, that was a very powerful song. I just mean just in terms of the notes, not even the lyrics, just the notes. All right, I think I know where I'm going to rank this. Let's see. Definitely starting at the top and working my way down. I still like Dash better. I still like Assign Anonymous better, and I still like Ring Ring better. I'm already in a spot here, somewhere in the 4 or 5, where this is going. And I think I'm going to put it at number 4. Because I think I like it better than Sheesh. There's nice vocal variants, nice harmonic variants. There were times where the F sharp chord was minor, and times when it was major. And especially in the appropriate places. A bridge is where you want that minor, you want that darker feeling so that when the chorus comes back, when you have the major, it feels that much more powerful. Just really well crafted song. Excellently produced in terms of mix and everything like that. And again, the vocal performance is outstanding. And not just at the end of the bridge. I mean, I just mean throughout all of it. It really had that thing that you probably hear people talk about, that thing in the music business, and that was it. That's what you identify with, that thing. So next up is Unforgiven by LE SSERAFIM. Let's see where it goes. I've seen this video before, pretty sure. I remember it having some really cool shots in it, especially at the beginning. Like you're outside a hotel or something and you go in. It's pretty cool. Nile Rodgers, huh? Or Nile Rodgers. Guitar player? Yeah, this is it. That's a shot. I love this. I love this video. Mainly because Sakura looks like such a badass with a sword. That's such a cool shot. I don't know how they did it, but it's cool. Are those all digital characters? I don't know. If so, very impressive. A lot of money. Yeah, definitely that Western thing. Appropriate that Zua has the cowboy hat on. What a great beat. Yeah, just G, F, and E. But this is if you go around my channel, you'll hear me say this a lot. Oh, too much bass drum. That probably would qualify under too much bass drum, except that it's such a cool bass drum sound, and it's done so well and so musically that it doesn't get in the way of everything else, doesn't distract me from what else is happening. Featuring Nile Rodgers. Is he a guitar player? Let me know in the comments. I ought to know, but I don't. I'm sorry. Okay, one other thing I want to point out real quick. I love how for 3 of the 4 phrases, the guitar goes down with the bass. But that 4th time, you end up getting this harmony between the bass and the guitar because the guitar goes up. So you get this. Also, very Morricone. I just keep hearing that in my head. And I think they even quote that a little bit in this song, or at least part of it. Okay, E minor, D, and A, and A major. That chord in E minor, normally it would be here. Right, and then I love the suspensions on the 5. Another really well crafted, simple chord progression, but very well crafted. I don't understand breaks in MVs. I guess it's to make them longer. But, you know, or to help tell a story. Things will rip a wing off, though. I'm not sure I want to see that. Ah! Okay.
Unforgiven, I'm a villain. Unforgiven, I can get it. Unforgiven, I'm a villain. 시대로 기억될 unforgiven.
I love the unity in that choreography. It's so great. There it is. That's the shot that made the whole MV for me the first time I saw it. It's a funky bass sound too. Ayunche. It's like the most New York. That and it was in the pure. It was in the trailer for the new album where Yoonjin beats on a car and says, "Hey, we're walking here." This is probably the second most New York I've seen Yoonjin be. I love that. A lot of cool old cars.
Care to shut it down.
There's that Morricone whistle. I love that spoken Unforgiven stuff underneath that pairs up with the guitar. So cool. What a beautiful horse too. That's a great guitar sound.
LE
Harmonically, I never find the Western sound all that interesting because it typically just goes straight, let's quote Morricone, spaghetti western stuff rather than trying something different with that sound. I mean, not all K-pop songs do that, but this certainly wasn't the first one to do that. And it certainly hasn't been the last. So let's see where I end up ranking this one. Okay, so like I said, musical snobbery is not a song problem. It's a me problem. But because it's a me problem and because it's my list, it always exists in my rankings. I do know that I like this one better than Ring My Bell by Billlie. So I'm going to start there and start working my way up. We Go Up by BABYMONSTER. I like it better than We Go Up, but I do not like it better than Oh. So it's going at number 15. What do we got next? I don't know. Let's see. Blue Valentine, NMIXX. Let's check it out. Okay, NMIXX, who incidentally has a new release out. You'll catch out my full reaction to the new Heavy Serenade MV and the rest of the album, probably in 2 different videos tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'm going to put both videos on YouTube. I kind of split the Billlie album up because there were so many tracks, but I don't think there's that many tracks on the NMIXX EP as there were on the Billlie LP. Here we go. Blue Valentine.
You always be my blue.
Oh, maybe not.
You always be my blue.
A, key of A. 1, 6, 4, 5. Okay. Kind of 5 over G sharp. Okay. I don't know if I've seen this video or not. Cillian looked very sick there. Alright, Julie. Yeah. That's such a great. Oh. All right, babe. Oh wow, Lily looks terrifying. Break it through the wall.
Doesn't matter. You might be my angel. Take out all the worst pain. You might pay.
Whoa. All right, Haywan. I always thought of Bae as having a lower voice, but she can get up there too, huh? Oh, now they're in outer space again. They've used the same basic chord progression the whole time. They've done really cool things with it. Don't get me wrong. They've done a lot of cool things with it. The vocal performances are incredible. I love that speed up thing. I guess that's a pre-chorus, right? But it's basically A to F sharp minor to a D. And then the cool thing is that they do the E chord, which is the 5 chord. So it's 1, 6, 4, 5. But the bass always goes to the 3rd of that chord. So the bass is actually got a G sharp, but the chord is an E. That's a nice switch up. It keeps everything from feeling too 50s stagnant. Chord progression wise. D. Great, okay. Alright, so in. I like that. Oh, they did end it. I don't know. I think the first couple times I heard that song, I thought they ended on the 5 chord, which really, if you don't know me, makes me angry when, well, it's exciting. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful thing to do. To end things not specifically on the 1, but they actually gave us a single A note at the end, which is good. Because whenever I hear a song unresolved back to its 1 chord, I generally have to finish it in my head or play the chord on a piano or something just to make myself be able to move on. But they did. They finished it for me. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on with the harmonic progression. In fact, I don't know that there was anything really all that different. I'll put the chords over my head so that you'll know, because I always transcribe these after I, watch them. But the performances and the production are outstanding. It's just it's the same progression as this, folks. How old do you think that song is? Close to 100 years old, maybe? Maybe not quite 100 years old. And so that's one of the first progressions you learn when you play music, right? Everybody learns that tune on the piano. So I'm not excited about the progression. Anyway, let's see where I rank it. Billlie seems to be the marker for where I start things, whether I'm going to go up or down, depending on how I feel about the chord progression. So we're going to start here with Ring My Bell. Again. I like it better than Ring My Bell. I like it better than We Go Up. I like it better than Unforgiven. I do not like it better than Oh Oh. We're kind of lumping down in the lower half, with the exception of the Baby Monster. What will Billlie give us? Will Trampoline be a higher one or a lower one? Let's find out. Okay, last video of the day. Billlie, I've heard this song a couple of times before. Very funky. But it also kind of has a repetitive chord progression, if I remember right. Let's see. I love that keyboard sound. I don't know what that keyboard sound is. I think I know what it's trying to emulate, but it feels like it's got a wah pedal on it, almost. That's a great sound. Pocket. Pocket is one of the most important things to me. How all of the pieces fit together in time. Individually or in a collective. And between the way that the vocal rhythms are and the fact that the snaps are just slightly behind the beat. One thing that all producers have discovered, simply by listening to blues drummers of all things, is that when the snare doesn't, when it lags just behind the second beat, I can't even duplicate it, but like, not even that much. It's closer to the one than that. But when the snare is just this much behind the beat on beats 2 and 4, the pocket gets huge and everything seems to flow better in between it. And that's why, drummers have the hardest job in the world, because part of them has to keep the time directly on the beat, and part of them has to keep the time just slightly behind the beat. And just with the snaps, they've already created a pocket that is undeniable. By the way, the chord progression is, I think, if I remember right, yeah, A flat. So A flat minor 9 to this chord. I love this chord. It's so meaty. And F minor 7 flat 5, and then to an E 6/9 or an E major 9. I'm not sure which. No, it's a 6/9, and then to the a B flat minor 7 flat 5. To an E flat 7. Almost, probably an E flat augmented 7. Yeah. Give that extra little dirt in there. Funky progression. I love that keyboard sound. I don't know that keyboard sound. I should. I should be able to identify any keyboard sounds. But that's stuff that I was never all that good at. I usually would let a producer pick out. Whenever I was doing a recording session, I just let a producer pick out what sound they wanted, and then I would play around with the sound for a little bit to get what made that sound work best, and then incorporate my playing with that. That's just cool. It reminds me a lot of like almost like it's going through a wah pedal. It's really cool.
일이 풀리지 않을 때 걱정이 산더미 이때 좋은 방법도 오르네 당장 뛰쳐나가 어릴 적 기억 속에 기쁘던
This is kind of like the jazzy version of the 1-6-4-5.
미치서 다르던 공기를 부르다지 가벼워진 거
That's a busy bass, but it works. I love that breakup. A little walk up there. Chord progression hasn't really changed, but it's cool how they add things to it. I love the doubles way out in your ears. I love that rhythm too. It just feels like a constant scatting there. Oh, just drenched in sound there. I don't think we get a bridge in this one. I don't remember. Oh, that's naughty. Oh, they literally went for the scat. That's right. I remember this now. I understand why they did that. They were trying to add some feeling to it. And I bet the bass player was really feeling it. Or, whether it was a key bass or a regular bass. Doesn't matter. They were really feeling it and kind of getting into it, and it was really starting to swing. Except it just, I don't know. Felt like it wasn't needed. I guess is the best way to put it. Just felt like it wasn't needed. This song's long. It's 3.5 minutes. It is such a funky song though, man. Go, bass player. Those harmonized ums and just dirty ad-libs, man. That's soul. That's the kind of stuff that I like to listen to or love being part of a band playing or would seek out when we were on tour. You know, much in the same way that Dash is one style of thing that we would go looking for. That style of vocal is something that you'd usually find combined with the kind of music that was played in Dash. Plus, this music is just phenomenal. It really is. But it is a little repetitive, and I'm not a big fan of that walk-in bass, even though I understand why it was done. You know, you needed a little bit of new energy into it because we'd been playing the same progression the whole song. I don't know. Just let some of the energy here drop off a little bit. Mystic Story. Hey, we didn't get the Mystic Story theme with this one. What's with that? Although I realized with their new record, they've got a new theme. With Billie's newest release, they've got a new, much more complex Mystic Story theme. Maybe because the story's growing? Getting more mystic? I better stop making jokes and just rank this thing, right? Just shut up and rank it, Matt. Okay, so as I'm thinking about it, it looks like Baby Monster is going to win the day today. Looks like Drip is going to be my favorite song out of the 4 that we looked at. It's just a question of how much further below Trampoline goes, because Trampoline's a darn funky song, and the performances on it are also really good. Sheesh. What an iconic song that is. But for me, the iconicness has never been the thing. It's just whether I dig the tune or not. Yeah, I'm going to say I like Sheesh better, even though I'm kind of debating that, which means that I'm going to put it right above Impurities. My rankings are weird, right? I mean, it's okay. Say it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you where you would rank these lists. I will quickly scroll through the list here one more time so that you can see it. Out of these 24 songs, how many of them do I have right so far? How many of them do I have wrong, in your opinion? If you say, Matt, you don't know how to rank songs, I can deal with that. I can't say you're wrong. All I can say is, it's my list. I don't know what else to tell you. We're going to do some more of your requests next week. There's so many requests that I just feel like we have to just keep doing requests for a while. 10 weeks isn't enough to cover all the great songs that these bands produce, I don't think. But that's all we have. And then each of these groups will graduate to getting their own ranking series here on the YouTube channel. So if you're a fan of any of these 4 groups, please feel free to stick around. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to hit the like button for this video, nobody's going to shun you for that either. I do have extra content for some of these groups, and I'm working on it for all of these groups on my Patreon. Link is in the description. And what else? Oh yeah, NMIXX, new record, new EP is out now. Go check it out. Go support them because they are really good vocalists and they work really hard and they work hard to create unique sounding stuff. And you will catch my review of that unique sounding stuff tomorrow. So be sure to check that out. Also, an alum from our first girl group ranking, aespa, has a new MV out. Go check that out. Say hello to them. Give friendly comments and likes and everything. I won't be able to put the review for that up until Friday. I'm going to record it today. Today is Monday, but I won't be able to put it up until Friday on the YouTube channel. So thanks for sticking around all week, checking out your different groups. Red Velvet on Thursday. We got the aespa thing on Friday. Our usual reviews for aespa and ITZY, or for IVE, pardon me, are on Saturday. G-Idols on Sunday. Blackpink and ITZY are on Mondays. We'll see ya. Take care.